All right, so today we're diving deep into BEAPWater. You've probably seen their dispensers popping up all over Africa. But we're going beyond those sleek dispensers to uncover how this company is way more than just about, selling water. We've got our hands on some interesting stuff, like a proposed script for a podcast about them, plus some pretty insightful info from their website. So get ready, because we're about to uncover how BEAPWater is building this whole ecosystem around clean water access in Africa.
It really is fascinating. Like, they're creating a movement, not just about quenching thirst. It's bigger than that, right?
Yeah.
It's about empowering people and driving change.
Yeah, totally. I'm getting teach a person to fish vibes, but with water. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So first things first, those atmospheric water generators, those AWGs they're known for, how do those actually work?
Imagine you just pull moisture from the air, straight out of thin air. And then boom, you've got clean drinking water. Almost like magic.
Okay.
That's essentially what an AWG does, and it's a game changer, especially in places where water is scarce or unreliable.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine a community struggling with drought. Or maybe their wells are contaminated, and AWG means they're not at the mercy of that anymore. They can literally create their own clean water. That's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Absolutely, and that's just the beginning. With BEAPWater, it goes beyond just the hardware. They've created this program, the BEAPWater Vendor Program, BVP for short.
Yeah.
It helps people become a part of the solution, like a network of, what did you call them? Waterpreneurs, right?
Waterpreneurs. Yeah, I love that. So these Waterpreneurs, they're not just buying an AWG and crossing their fingers. BEAPWater has this system in place to help them succeed. Am I right?
You are. One of the key things is the Sale and Lease Back arrangement. They call it SLB. So let's say you want to be a vendor. You sell your AWG unit to BEAPWater, and then you lease it right back. So you get that upfront cash. Plus, you've got a steady income stream for up to 5 years.
Wow, so you get the cash and then the security of those consistent payments coming in
Wow.
while you're getting your business off the ground.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sweet deal, to be honest.
Right. And BEAPWater doesn't just stop there. They connect vendors with financial partners to help them get started. And they provide ongoing support to make sure these waterpreneurs are actually profitable.
So it's not just, here's a machine, good luck. It's a real partnership.
Exactly. The BVP is designed to be profitable from day one. And as BEAPWater grows, their vendors grow too. It's a win-win.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this ecosystem works. BEAPWater, they're bringing the technology and the support. And the Waterpreneurs, they're bringing the local knowledge, the drive to make it all work in their communities.
And because BEAPWater manages maintenance and insurance through these third-party partners, the vendors can really focus on growing their business. They get those regular lease payments without having to worry about the technical stuff.
That's smart, right? It really lowers the bar for entry. To becoming a Waterpreneur, you don't need to be a tech wizard to get involved.
And make a difference. And from what I've seen in the material you shared, the impact goes way beyond just the numbers. There are stories of vendors being able to send their kids to school, expand their homes, even reinvest back into their communities. It's a ripple effect.
Wow, that's incredible, really inspiring. So we've got the AWGs, we've got the Waterpreneurs, but then there's this whole tech angle that I'm super curious about. BEAPWater has this Water Vending Software as a Service, or SaaS. Can you tell me more about that?
Think of it as the brains of the whole operation. This SaaS platform, it probably helps waterpreneurs manage everything, from inventory to sales to even engaging with customers. It makes their businesses more efficient and, in the end, more impactful.
So let's say you're a busy waterpreneur, you're juggling sales, deliveries, who knows what else. How does this software actually make your life easier?
Imagine having real-time data on your business, right at your fingertips. You can track how much water you're selling, see your most popular products, even spot problems with your AWG unit before they become huge issues. It's like having a virtual assistant working for you 24/7.
That's amazing. So you can make data-driven decisions, improve your inventory, your marketing. You could even use the data to predict demand and make sure you're meeting your community's needs.
Exactly. And who knows what other features they've built in? Maybe automated payments, customer loyalty programs, even online ordering. It's all about using technology to create a smooth experience for both the waterpreneur and the customer.
So it's not just about selling clean water, it's about building a thriving business around it. And that's where BEAPWater's commitment to innovation really shines.
Absolutely. And the support goes even further. It sounds like they have these project consultancy services too. They'll guide you through every step of setting up your AWG system, from the very first feasibility study to the design, installation, and even the ongoing maintenance.
So even if you're totally new to water vending, BP Water is there with you every step of the way.
Right, like they're saying we're in this together.
Exactly.
And this brings us to another really fascinating part. Their core values: professionalism, reliability, empathy, innovation, respect, and integrity. It's not just something they put on their website. It shows in everything they do.
You know, I have to admit, sometimes those corporate value statements, they feel a bit empty. But with BEAPWater, it seems like they're actually walking the walk. Everything we've talked about, the BVP, the technology, the support, it points to a company that really is committed to making a positive impact.
Yeah, it's refreshing, isn't it? They're not just addressing a need, they're doing it with heart and with a commitment to doing things well. But you know what's really interesting? BEAPWater is just one part of something bigger.
Oh, tell me more about this bigger picture.
So it turns out BEAPWater is actually part of a larger company called BEAPWater. And they're involved in all sorts of projects across Africa, utility projects, infrastructure, you name it.
So while BEAPWater is laser focused on water, BEAPWater has this broader view, tackling all these crucial challenges that affect communities. That suggests they have some serious expertise.
Right. And this broader vision, it's reflected in their commitment to partnering with businesses and individuals. Beyond just the Waterpreneur program, it seems they have programs for original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, and original design manufacturers too, ODMs.
Interesting. So they're open to collaboration and innovation across all these different industries. It's like they're building this network of change makers, all working towards a better future for Africa.
And that's what makes BEAPWater's story so compelling. It's not just about providing clean water. It's about empowering communities, driving economic growth, and creating a culture of innovation and sustainability. Yeah, it really is a story of hope and progress. It shows how a company can do good and do well at the same time.
Okay, but I gotta ask, how do they make sure their commitment to all those values, like empathy, integrity, how do they make sure that actually plays out in their everyday work? It's easy to have a nice mission statement, but actually living it, that's the hard part.
That's the key, right? Well, take professionalism, for example. They're not cutting corners. They're using top-notch components in their AWGs, partnering with reputable organizations for financing and maintenance. That shows they're serious about delivering real solutions that are going to last.
And reliability, that's huge when you're talking about water. Their vendors and customers need to know they can count on BEAPWater, especially in communities that have struggled with water issues.
Absolutely. And then you've got empathy. It's one thing to just provide a product, but it's another to really understand the challenges people face and then design solutions that actually meet their needs.
From what I've seen, BEAPWater seems to get that. They're not just dropping AWGs into a community and disappearing. They're building relationships, providing training, helping people become self-sufficient.
Right, and that brings us to innovation. They're always looking for ways to improve, whether it's their technology, their processes, making their solutions even more accessible and affordable. The AWG technology itself is proof of that.
Yeah, they're not afraid to push the boundaries. And their water vending saws is another great example.
Imagine the difference it makes for a vendor to have all that data at their fingertips. Data on sales, inventory, customer behavior. They can spot trends, make better decisions, run their businesses more efficiently and profitably.
It's like having a built-in business school, right?
Exactly. And then there's respect. It's clear in how they treat their partners and customers. They're not just calling the shots. They're collaborating, listening, building trust. It's about empowering communities to take control of their water.
Okay, so we've covered professionalism, reliability, empathy, innovation. But what about integrity? How does that fit into the picture?
Integrity is at the core of everything they do. It means being transparent, ethical in their business dealings, being accountable for their impact. It's about doing the right thing, even when it's tough.
It's like they say, character is what you do when no one's watching. And it seems like BEAPWater is committed to doing the right thing, even when no one's looking.
And in an industry as vital as water, that's essential. You need to know the company providing your water is trustworthy.
So it sounds like BEAPWater is really hitting the mark on their values.
Well, they are. But what's even more exciting is that they're not stopping there. Remember how we talked about BEAPWater being part of BEAPWater, that larger parent company?
Yes. The tree with many branches.
Right. So BEAPWater is taking that same approach, that values-driven approach, and applying it to all kinds of projects across Africa.
Yeah.
Energy, sanitation, transportation, you name it.
So while BEAPWater is all about water, BEAPWater is this wider lens, addressing all these different challenges that affect communities.
Exactly. And it's not just about providing solutions. It's about building capacity, partnering with local businesses, training people, sharing knowledge. It's about leaving a lasting impact.
That's what makes it so powerful, right? It's not about charity, it's about empowerment.
Absolutely. And remember, those programs for OEMs and ODMs we mentioned, that shows they're open to working with anyone who's passionate about making a difference.
I love that. It's like they're saying, we don't have all the answers, but we're ready to collaborate with anyone who wants to find solutions.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that the best ideas often come from the people who are closest to the problems. And BEAPWater, through Beep Utility, really gets that.
And that brings us back to the Waterpreneur. It's such a powerful concept because it's all about empowering individuals to be the change.
It's about recognizing that potential in everyone and giving them the chance to make a difference. You don't need a fancy degree or tons of money to build a successful business and make a real impact.
And imagine the ripple effect of that. Empower one Waterpreneur, they inspire others. It's a chain reaction of positive change.
It really is. And BEAPWater is proving that it's not just a dream. It's happening right now in Africa.
It's inspiring, to say the least. Now, I'm curious, what other industries could benefit from this ecosystem approach? It seems like it could go way beyond just water.
That's a great question. Healthcare comes to mind. Imagine a network of healthpreneurs with portable diagnostic tools connected to a platform, with real-time medical information and support, or even education, where you'd have entrepreneurs creating new learning experiences, using mobile technology. The possibilities are endless.
I love those ideas. It's like BEAPWater has created a blueprint for social innovation that could be used anywhere.
And that's the most exciting part, I think. It's not just about what they're doing. It's about the potential they're unlocking for others.
Okay, we've covered a lot today, from how AWGs work to the Waterpreneur Network to BEAPWater's commitment to their values. But before we wrap up, I want to go back to something you mentioned about BEAPWater being part of a larger tree. Tell me more about Beep Utility and the big picture.
So BEAPWater's success, it's not happening in a vacuum. It's part of a larger movement within Beep Utility to address a whole range of challenges in Africa, in utilities, infrastructure, you name it.
So BEAPWater focuses on water, but Beep Utility is tackling a broader set of issues.
Exactly. They're working in energy, sanitation, transportation, and they're committed to sustainability in all those areas.
That takes some serious resources and know-how.
It does, and that's where Beep Utility's experience comes in. They've built a reputation as a trusted partner for governments, businesses, and communities across Africa.
So it's like they're creating this whole ecosystem of change makers.
That's a great way to put it.
And that's what makes BEAPWater's story so compelling.
It's not just about one company or product. It's about the power of collaboration, innovation, and a commitment to making a real difference.
It gives me hope for the future of Africa.
Me too. Beep Utility and BEAPWater are showing what's possible.
When we bring passion, purpose, and a willingness to push boundaries.
They're just getting started.
Exactly. The best is yet to come. It's pretty amazing, right? A company working on such a big scale, but still staying true to their values.
It really is. It's like they figured out how to be successful and do good at the same time.
Exactly.
It's not one or the other. Your business can be a force for positive change.
So thinking about everything we've discussed today, what's the most compelling part of BEAPWater's story for you?
For me, it's the ripple effect. It's not just about the water they provide. It's about the opportunities they create, empowering communities, inspiring others to follow their lead, like dropping a stone in a pond, and the waves just keep spreading.
I love that image. It shows how connected we all are.
Exactly.
Empower one person, and it has a positive impact on everyone around them.
It's a ripple effect.
BEAPWater's story is so hopeful.
It really is.
It reminds us that we can all make a difference.
No matter how small our actions might seem.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into BEAPWater, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I would say this. BEAPWater is showing us that a better world is possible. We can solve these big challenges by combining innovation, entrepreneurship, and a commitment to our values. It's not just about the technology or the business model. It's about the human spirit.
And BEAPWater is not just talking about it, they're actually doing it.
Every single day.
Well said. So to our listeners, if you're intrigued by BEAPWater's story, I encourage you to learn more. You might just be inspired to make a difference in your own community.
The world is full of possibilities, and BEAPWater is showing us that we can overcome any challenge with creativity, compassion, and determination.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into BEAPWater. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep making waves.